This is a ceiling tile, and I made a ton of money cleaning these things. Remember, after my first disaster with the jet ski business, I had that mindset I never want to own a business with a roof, meaning a lot of overhead. This was a service business. And we would go out, we would send these postcards out. It brings back memories just looking at this, but these would be dirty. They had the solution. We had these commercial sprayers. We would spray these ceiling tiles, and the sales pitch was awesome. You get a piece of cardboard, you take the tile down, you spray half of it. It would get wet, and as it dried, it went from that brown to white. Simple sale, write up the quote, go back, and we would do the work. We would clean Outback Steakhouse, Red Lobster, and I'd make $500-600 a night. I'd give my buddies, hey guys, you want to make $100 for tonight? They'd be packed in the car, two of them. We'd do a $700 job. They'd make 200, I'd make $500, and the chemicals were cheap. So I loved it. So as things started to click, I started to market, I started to expand. And I remember I landed the common area of a mall and $6,840. I still remember the check. I got it in the mail. I didn't need it because I was doing those other $500-600 jobs. So I put it into a CD, making some interest, and I valued that. I said, wow, that's something, and I've done that my whole career. I'm doing it right now. I'm selling a major portfolio right now, and when you get those chunks of money, they're valuable. The apple tree, you don't want to cut them in half, right? I didn't know that back then. I had no idea that I had a tiny little apple tree sitting there. So I really wanted to take that money and put it into real estate. That was one of my three things I wanted to get into: jet ski rental, ceiling, and then real estate. So I put it in a bank for just about 6 months, and a condo came available. $75,000 I bought it for. It was listed for $85,000. But what this business did, it allowed me to take that excess money that I didn't need, set it aside, and then propel me into the real estate business that changed my life forever. But just that money alone, what it did was phenomenal. So when you have a chunk of money like this, in my case, it was $6,840, of which I did not need, it's valuable. Only valuable for one road, and that is investing in a income producing property, something that you can sell later. And I had my eye on a condo that I could put that money into, and I could double it, I could triple it. But my other path or choice was, hey, I could put it down on a car and I wouldn't have anything in 3 or 4 years. I could go spend it on a vacation. I'd have nothing in 1 year. So when you get these chunks of money, especially the chunks that you do not need, they are so valuable if you put it, and I'll show you how to do it, if you put it into real estate. And I always look, hey, where am I going to be in 12 months with real estate and putting it in there versus where am I going to be in 12 months on a depreciating asset? This ceiling cleaning business taught me a lot. And one of the biggest things was sales. I had to go to a business. I'm in an office like this and I'm calling a Red Lobster or an Olive Garden, for instance. I have to get on the phone. I have to call them. They all had dirty ceilings, so they definitely had a need for what we were selling, but we had to go out there and meet them and do the sales pitch. And I was knocking on doors. So it did teach me a lot about sales and just interacting with people in general. So I went out and I did this business for a while. I did buy my first condo because of this business. Now remember, it was active income. So again, I did not know back then the difference between active income and passive income, but I knew the concepts of real estate and why I wanted to get into it. But after that first condo, that ceiling cleaning business really propelled me into, I moved to Chicago for a quick year. And the reason I did that because we landed some big accounts up there. And then I started to do it in New Jersey. Now, a lot of family members, a lot of friends started to see how easy this business was. Of course, I took it to the next level and I decided, how can I get other people into it? I franchised the business out. I flew down to Tampa. I hired a lawyer and I'm like, okay, I went to a chemist and made my own chemicals. And that was pretty cool too, because say a job, that $6,840 job, that job probably cost 10% in chemicals, which is around $680. I was making my new product, which I, private labeled, my own brand was on there. That job was maybe $5-10 on a $6,000 job. The chemicals were cheap because they were so concentrated. But here's the trap people can get into. If you don't have that mindset and saying, hey, this active income, remember, I have that graphic, 2 parallel roads, active income and passive income. You can get very caught on making a lot of money. A lot of people do it with flipping houses, that active income. And I was starting to do it with the ceiling cleaning business. I was doing really well. And I started to branch off. How can I franchise it? How can I make more money? That failed, by the way, because I sold about 12 of them. And then, thank God, my first real estate project was a success and I got that spark lit, which really, told me, hey, this is the passive road you need to take. You got to stay in real estate. So the ceiling cleaning did take me through the next 10 years, and it was definitely a very good active income road as I started to build my passive income road with real estate. So where are you right now in active income? Where do you want to be? What are your goals? Let me help you get out of active income and get to passive income.